Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, and hello. I am Chrisnatha, your certified life coach, author, and speaker. And today we're going to be talking about dealing with difficult clients. Yes, dealing with difficult clients. As always, go ahead and say hello down in the chat. Let me know where you were tuning in from and share this video with a friend. All right, so let's jump into it, everybody. Dealing with difficult clients. As much as we can try to avoid them, or we may not want to talk about this because this isn't like super popular, or some don't look at this as a positive side of business. No matter how great you're doing, no matter how much you think that you are killing it, right? There will be complaints, there will be feedback that's not always favorable towards you and your company. There will be some clients, some customers that are difficult, not the easiest people to deal with, right? And so we're going to talk about that a little bit today, talk about some things you can do when dealing with difficult clients, because there will come a time where you will have to deal with some difficult situations in business. And it's important that you handle it the right way, right? That you conduct yourself in a professional manner, that you make sure that you take the steps to reach the solution, right? So that's really important. You can't really always control the other side of it, but it's important for you to um, do your best to resolve the issue. So let's just jump into it. Difficult clients are a part of business. Um, but there are a few tips that can help you turn a headache to a positive, right? Or a resolution. And so the first thing I want to encourage you to do is to apologize to your client for their experience. Apologize. I know this is so hard for a lot of people because you may feel like you are not wrong, right? You may feel like I didn't do anything wrong. I am not sorry. You are apologizing for their experience. Their experience is their own. You have to validate what they're saying. Not that you are agreeing, but validating that they had a difficult, an unpleasant, an uncomfortable encounter. So acknowledge that, right? You first want to start off with acknowledging, I'm sorry that that was your experience. That is their truth. It may not be the same as yours, right? You may have a different recollection of what happened. I apologize that you're frustrated. I apologize that you're upset, right? So let's just start there. You're acknowledging their feelings. The worst thing in a dispute or when you are not seeing eye to eye with someone is them dismissing how you feel. And I'm just asking you to put yourself in that person's shoes. Not that you're agreeing with everything, but just to put yourself in their shoes. If you're telling someone, I'm upset, I'm uncomfortable, I'm frustrated, and they're like, okay, who cares? That would really hurt you. You would be super offended. You would immediately not want to do business with them again. So the goal is not just to get people through the door. The goal is also retention. You want to keep people. Now, there's going to be people that leave, right? But you want to keep your clients if you can. And if they need to move on, they need to move on. But you need to at least make sure that you do your part, that you do your part. And so it's important that you first acknowledge and apologize for their experience. You're not agreeing, you're not taking fault, you're not taking all the blame. You are apologizing for their experience, their frustration, and their anger or their confusion, right? Okay, so let's get that out the way. So apologize for their experience. And then you want to choose your words very wisely. You want to choose your words very wisely. And the reason for this is if you are listening and you are responding, and in your response, you are accepting guilt, accepting blame, it can very well cost you a whole lot. And sometimes that's more than money. And so you just want to be careful with your words. And in addition to being careful with your words, you don't want to have what we may consider a difficult customer or client, but you're also making the situation worse and aggravating it by the way that you are speaking to them. right? So it's really, really important that your words are not creating the tension. So ask yourself that question. Are my words, are my actions, is the way that I'm responding to this difficult client or customer, is it creating more tension? Because it shouldn't. You shouldn't be the aggressor. You shouldn't be, you have to really control your emotions. Take your feelings out of this. Don't look at it as an attack on your character. And, sometimes difficult clients say really tough things and it could pierce, it could hurt, right? It could definitely hurt your feelings. However, you got to deal with your feelings after the fact. You have to resolve this issue and do your best to be professional, as much as you can. Okay, so with that being said, just want to make sure that you are not the one causing the tension. You are the problem solver. You are the one that de-escalates the situation. And so it's important that you are careful. You're bringing clarity to the situation. Okay, so choose your words carefully, and that you're not automatically accepting full blame depending on what's going on, because that could become a whole legal situation as well. So you just want to be really careful with your words. And so in this moment, do a lot of listening. This frustrated client or this client, they want to be heard. So listen to them, do a lot of listening, repeat back to them what they've said to you, and then you guys can move forward from there. Okay, so that's really, really important in any communication, but specifically for your difficult or troublesome customers and clients. Okay, all right, moving on. I really want you to also pin down the outcome. Keep your focus on what your clients want you to achieve. Keep your focus there. What's the focus? I apologize that you are frustrated. I know how important it is for you to complete this program so that you can start your business, for example, right? And so I want to do everything possible for this to be a smooth experience for you, right? What can I do to make you comfortable, or not so much comfortable, but what can I do so that we can get to your desired goal? That's why you signed up in the first place. So you're keeping the focus on the outcome. So pin down the outcome, keep your focus on what your clients want you to achieve. If you're running around, if you're dealing with like little details, it's really not important in the big scheme of things. So you may not actually be working toward the end goal. What's the end goal? Don't waste time treating the symptom while ignoring the disease. Don't waste time treating the symptoms while ignoring the disease. Okay, so pin down the outcome. Another thing is, I want you to be very specific in offering a solution. When you're offering this solution to your client and customer, I want you to be very specific. Use measurables. Right? So explain to the client that your goal is to get them their desired result and make it about them, but be specific. We want you to, whatever that measurable is, complete this program in 4 weeks, right? We want you to reach this financial goal of $10,000 in your business. That's important to us because that's what's important to you. And so just giving you some thoughts and examples of how you can use measurables and be very specific when speaking to a difficult customer and or client. All right, so remember to apologize for their experience. Choose your words carefully, really, really focus on the outcome and the end goal, and to be specific. Offer measurables when having the conversation. I also want you to recognize a real personality conflict. There are times where just personality wise, it's really hard. It's really hard to talk to someone, to really get through. Sometimes it feels like oil and water. That just might not be a good match. If you're a coach, not every not every inquiry is going to become an actual transaction, and that is okay. That is okay. Yes. So sometimes it's like oil and water, and then it's hard to find a way to work with that specific customer or client. So your best bet may be to find another member on your team, maybe to work with that person, or maybe another um, company, another coach would be better suited for that person's personality, right? That happens too. Of course, we want to just not bring people in the door. We want to have retention. We want to make sure we're keeping our clients. But there are times where you realize we're just not a great fit. And if it's not a great fit, that is okay too. Give them some referrals, send them on their way. Okay. It just doesn't have to be hostile. The goal is for it to not to get to being hostile or never violent. Please, we're trying to stay professional, but just really trying to handle the situation without being so emotionally driven. I get it, you're a human being, there's going to be some emotions, but that your emotions don't get the best of you, that you can still remain above reproach, right? That you allow professionalism to be at the forefront of everything that you do. So that is important. So it is something that is not fun to chat about, talk about. Some people act like it doesn't exist, but there are times we will run into an unhappy, frustrated, or even what we consider to be difficult client or customer. And it's all about how we deal with it. Conflict resolution. How do you handle tough conversations? How do you handle when someone's not happy? How do you handle when someone thinks that they're not getting what they paid for? How do you handle it? So it's not so much about, oh my gosh, will I ever have a difficult scenario? It's more so, how will I handle that scenario when it comes up? So hopefully these tips were helpful for you, so that when you have a situation that is difficult with a customer and or client, that you'll be equipped, prepared. You'll have some tools in your toolbox to help you tackle it. And I'm sure you will do well, and you guys can resolve it in the most professional um, way possible. All right, guys. So let me know what you walked away with. Put that down in the chat. And don't forget to share this with a friend. I am Chrisnatha DeRosier signing off until next time. I will see you really soon. Be well.